Okay. I, Chair Thomas Kyle, called a hybrid electrical and elevator board meeting of September 26, 2024 to order at 9:30 a.m. Debbie, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Chair Thomas Kyle.
Here.
He is present in the room. Also present in the room, Vice Chair John Flago.
Present.
Thank you. David Albritton, who is connected by Zoom. David?
I'm present.
Thank you. William Barlow, also connected.
Here.
Thank you. Elizabeth Bunga.
Present.
Thank you. Connected through Zoom. Robert Lazalier.
Present.
Thank you. Rob McNeill.
Present.
Present in the room. Ryan Richards.
Present.
Present in the room. Richard Rudder. He is connected through Zoom. Richard? We'll come back to Richard. Al Shecker.
Present.
Thank you, Al. Connected through Zoom. In the room, Ken Spencer.
Here.
Frank Sonabin.
Here.
And connected through Zoom, Sara Young.
Here.
Thank you. Richard Rudder, can you hear us? It looks like he is having technical issues, Mr. Chair. As soon as he reconnects, we'll need to announce him back into the meeting. But for now, we do have a quorum.
Okay. Thank you, Debbie. Agenda item 1C, the agenda. We have one amended part to remove item 7C from the agenda. If there are any other changes to speak. Okay, I, Chair Kyle, rule that the amended agenda is approved. Item 1D, the draft minutes. Any comments on the draft minutes? Okay, I, Chair Kyle, rule that the draft minutes of July 25th, 2024 final. Item 1E, the date of the next meeting is November 21st, 2024. Okay. Item 3, public comment. Ian, is there any public?
Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, Analyst of the Division. We received one request for general public comment. Mr. Greenway, are you connected and would you like to provide general public comment to the board? Seeing and hearing that he is not connected, I would like to take a moment just in case there is anyone else in the room or online that would like to provide general public comment to the board. Seeing and hearing none, that concludes general public comment. Thank you.
Yes.
We have Richard Rudder connected, if I may call him for roll. Richard Rudder, are you present in the Zoom? Richard Rudder, are you connected? Richard, you are muted. Richard, are you here for the meeting, please? Say aye if you're here. Okay, before we take a vote, let's just come back to Richard Rudder then. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Board Business 1A, Board Business 3A, Electrical Program Update. Brian Chris.
For the record, Brian Chrise, Program. Sorry about that. For the record, Brian Chrise, Electrical Program Chief. Since the last board meeting, I've been providing outreach and communications to a number of industry groups around the state. I continue to meet with the last term apprentice classes to share with them all the information they have available to them on the BCD website. I gave opening remarks to a room full of inspectors at an IAEI Regional Conference held in Portland and attended a ribbon cutting ceremony for the new IEC Training Center here in Salem. Switching gears, the statewide interpretation for receptacles and countertops in the kitchen is out and included with your board package. So far, industry feedback has been positive for this interpretation. Contact me if you have any questions regarding this one. General journeyman license and the limited residential license expire next Tuesday if they haven't been renewed. If you're a signing supervisor for a contractor, do not let someone work with an expired electrical license on or after October 1st of this year. There are only 5 days left to renew, and Graham Roney, the BCD licensing manager, informed me that we still have about 5,500 licenses that need to renew in the next 5 days. Also starting October 1st, electrical permit and inspection services in Curry County and Brookings will be provided by the division. Permit sales will still be available online, and Curry County is planning on selling permits at their office as well. The division will be covering these areas from the Salem office and is currently recruiting for a part-time inspector to provide better coverage. Assistant Chief Damon and myself continue to answer the day-to-day calls from industry regarding licensing and code questions. Please remember to involve your local AHJ with your questions. They are often part of the solution. That's my update for the board today. Does anyone have any questions for me? Mr. Chair, that's my electrical program update.
Just to clarify, after next Tuesday, is there any leeway on the licensing?
With licensing, the licenses go in expired status, and to get that out of there, then they would need to fulfill their CE requirements, provide all their CE, and still pay for the license. But they wouldn't be allowed to work as a licensed individual as an expired license. We have additional from Andrea.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Andrea Simmons, Licensing Enforcement Manager. What happens after they expire? They go into an expire renewable status for 1 year. During that time, they cannot work, but if they renew, get their continuing education is usually the reason why they go in that expire renewable status. So they get their continuing ed within that year time, and they can then renew without testing. After a year, then they have to retest. Technically, by rule, we do not have a grace period that says you can work from October 1st through October 10th. It's really a strong cutoff at that particular date. So saying that, signing supervisors and contractors should check, make sure everybody is licensed. Heard a couple of comments, 5,500 people need to renew within that particular time. That's actually pretty common, and that's usually where we're at with this particular renewal. So while it sounds like it's a big number, most people are renew online, and some of the people in that 5,500 people have already paid. They just haven't completed their continuing ed. So we're working and ready to kind of get them renewed as it comes in, but a lot of times when they do it online, it's automatic. Does that help?
Yes. And what was the basic fine for hiring a contractor working somebody without a license?
First time violation is $2,000 per location, if you will, for unlicensed work on the individual. The contractor can face that as well as allowing, and so the contractor could get up to $5,000 for the first time. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Agenda item 3B, elevator program update. Warren?
You're muted.
Good morning, Chair Kyle, members of the board. For the record, Warren Hartung, Chief Inspector, Elevator Safety Program Statewide Services. Besides your regular board packet presented to you today, to my immediate left is my new Assistant Chief Elevator Inspector, Phil Hart. And Phil will be shadowing me and learning some of the chief duties and expanding our program knowledge. Wanted the board to meet him and him to see the board. Chair Kyle, are there any questions on the submitted information for the board?
Okay, hearing none, thank you, Warren.
Thank you.
Okay, item III.C, this is a board vote on 6 proposed consent orders. Michael?
Good morning. Before I start with my presentation, I just wanted to check. We had a request for an interpreter for this portion of the meeting. Is the interpreter available online? Is the respondent available online? Sergio Mina Hernandez? Okay. All right. I guess we'll proceed with that. Yeah. Okay. So, good morning, Chair and members of the board. For the record, my name is Michael Mayorga-Hamilton. I'm a contested case representative with the division. Before the board, we have a summary of the consent orders recently negotiated by the division on behalf of the board. We've entered into consent agreements in 6 cases since our last board meeting. All settlements, including the amount owed and suspended civil penalties, fall within the guidelines on the matrix, and they contain the standard conditions. The first case on the agenda is C 2020-120 in the matter of Ben Baser. The respondent in this case was assessed a penalty of $4,000 for permitting or suffering unlicensed people to perform electrical installations without appropriate electrical licensing. Respondent has agreed to pay $750 with the remaining $3,250 suspended for 5 years. The second case on the agenda is C 2023-32 in the matter of Ben Heller. The respondent in this case was assessed a penalty of $12,000 for installing an electrical panel, electrical boxes, circuits, receptacles, and light fixtures without the appropriate licenses and permits. Respondent has agreed to pay $3,000 with the remaining $9,000 suspended for 5 years. The third case on the agenda is in the matter of Sergio Mina Hernandez. The respondent in this case is assessed a penalty of $5,000 for performing electrical installations without the appropriate licensing. Respondent has agreed to pay $2,000 with the remaining $3,000 suspended for 5 years. The fourth case on the agenda is C 2023-149 in the matter of Joshua Davis. The respondent in this case was assessed a penalty of $6,000 for providing information to obtain a permit and for failing to perform the duties of assigning supervising electrician. Respondent has agreed to pay a penalty of $1,500 with the remaining $4,500 suspended for a period of 5 years. Respondent has also agreed to a 6-month suspension of his supervising electrician license. The fifth case on the agenda is C 2024-84 in the matter of Tactical Electrical Corporation. This case is related to the Joshua Davis case. The respondent was assessed a penalty of $3,000 for providing false information to obtain a permit. Respondent has agreed to pay a penalty of $1,500 with the remaining $1,500 suspended. The sixth and final case on the agenda is C 2023-189 in the matter of Brendan Charles Ridge. The respondent in this case was assessed a penalty of $6,000 for installing lights on the exterior of a garage without appropriate electrical licensing. Respondent has agreed to pay $750 with the remaining $5,250 suspended for 5 years. This matter requires a vote. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 6 cases proposed for resolution as outlined in the Enforcement Board report and issue final orders.
I second.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? And before we vote, I did hear from Richard. He's online but doesn't have a microphone. So I guess I still don't see any picture of him, so
Mr. Chair, we can see him, but unless he speaks for the roll call, for the vote, we won't be able to count his vote.
Okay. So again, the motion's on the table. Is there any discussion before we vote? Okay, Debbie, would you call the roll call?
Yes, sir. Sara Young,
Aye.
Frank Sonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Shucker,
Aye.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeill,
Aye.
Robert Lazalier,
Aye.
Elizabeth Bunga,
Aye.
William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair John Flagel,
Aye.
and Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion passes.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item 5, appeals. Apparently, there's no appeals showing. Okay, and item 6 is unfinished business, and we don't have any of that showing either. Item 7A is electrical chief's recommendations regarding new CE course and instructor applications. Ian?
Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, analyst with the division. With this agenda item, the division requests that the board consider Electrical Chief Crisis recommendations regarding continuing education courses and instructors. In August, during this CE review cycle, Chief Crise evaluated 7 applications from 4 organizations. Ultimately, Chief Crise recommended 5 courses and 2 instructors for approval. This agenda item will require a motion, examples of which are included in your agenda packet. Thank you.
I move to approve the electrical program chief's recommendations for approval of courses or instructors.
I'll second.
Second the motion.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to approve the Chief Christ's recommendations. Any discussion? Okay, Debbie, would you call the roll?
Sara Young,
Aye.
Frank Sonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Shucker,
Aye.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeill,
Aye.
Robert Lazalier,
Aye.
Elizabeth Bunga,
Aye.
William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair John Flagel,
Aye.
Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion carries.
Sorry, so 7B, the request from NECA-IBEW Training Center for retroactive credit for participants of CE course Fundamentals of Instrumentation. Ian?
Thank you, Chair Kyle. Ian Paik, analyst with the division. This agenda item has been brought to the board by NECA-IBEW Electrical Training Center. It is a retroactive CE credit request for a class held on July 25th, and it is requesting 8 hours of retroactive CR continuing education credit for the students listed in the letter. The students and license numbers are also included in the request letter, and this course was just approved in the previous agenda item for CE today. This agenda item will require a motion, examples of which are also included in your agenda packet. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the request from NECA-IBEW Training Center for retroactive credit for participants of the CE course Fundamentals of Instrumentation, July 25th, 2024.
I'll second the motion.
I second the motion.
Okay, thank you. We've had a motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, Debbie, would you call the roll again?
Yes, sir. Sara Young,
Aye.
Frank Sonovan,
Aye.
Ken Spencer,
Aye.
Al Shucker,
Aye.
Ryan Richards,
Aye.
Rob McNeill,
Aye.
Robert Lazalier,
Aye.
Elizabeth Bunga,
Aye.
William Barlow,
Aye.
David Albritton,
Aye.
Vice Chair John Flagel,
Aye.
Chair Thomas Kyle.
Aye.
If we can just wait one moment to see if Richard will connect via telephone so we can hear his vote. Doesn't look like he has connected yet. Mr. Chair, the motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Do we want to give, we had a public comment or the interpretation. Do we want to give him another second to see if he has got online?
Doesn't look like we have anybody.
Okay, the next item is apparently adjournment. So being no further business, September 26, 2024 Electrical Elevator Board meeting is adjourned at 9:51. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.